Hidden in our abdomen lies the stomach, a vital organ of the digestive system that transforms food into energy. The stomach sits in the upper abdomen, just below the ribs, shaped like a flexible J within the digestive system. The stomach wall is made of several layers, including strong muscles and a protective inner lining that prevents self-digestion. The stomach stores food and churns it with powerful muscles, preparing it for the next steps of digestion. Stomach acid and enzymes work together to break down food, turning proteins into smaller building blocks. A thick mucus lining coats the stomach wall, protecting it from strong acid and preventing self-damage. The stomach uses peristaltic waves, rhythmic muscular contractions that churn food and mix it with digestive juices. At the stomach's lower end lies the pylorus, a muscular valve that controls the flow of food into the small intestine. In the stomach, powerful enzymes like pepsin break down proteins into smaller peptides for easier absorption later. While most absorption happens in the intestines, the stomach can absorb small amounts of alcohol, water, and certain medications. The stomach releases a hormone called gastrin, which stimulates acid production and helps regulate digestion. The nervous system controls stomach activity, sending signals that stimulate movement and digestive secretions. The stomach acts as a temporary reservoir, holding food after eating and releasing it gradually for digestion. The stomach sends signals of hunger and fullness to the brain, helping control when we eat and stop eating. The stomach's inner lining is protected by a thick mucus layer that shields it from its own acidic environment. The stomach lining contains parietal cells that release acid, chief cells that produce enzymes, and stomach acid helps digest proteins and plays a vital role in killing harmful microbes that enter with food. Pepsin, an enzyme activated by stomach acid, breaks down large proteins into smaller peptides for easier digestion. The hormone gastrin stimulates the stomach to release more acid, boosting digestion when food enters. A thick mucus layer coats the stomach lining, protecting it from acid damage while digestion takes place. The lower esophageal sphincter acts like a valve, preventing stomach acid from flowing back into the esophagus. Powerful muscular contractions churn the stomach, mixing food with enzymes and acid into a semi-liquid form. After thorough mixing, the stomach transforms food into chyme, a semi-liquid mixture ready for the small intestine. The pylorus acts like a gatekeeper, controlling the slow release of chyme into the small intestine for digestion. The enzyme pepsin begins breaking down proteins into smaller peptides, preparing them for further digestion. Gastric lipase targets fats, breaking them down into fatty acids and glycerol for easier absorption later. In infants, the enzyme renin helps curdle milk proteins, making them easier to digest and absorb. A thick mucus lining coats the stomach wall, protecting it from being damaged by strong gastric acid. Specialized stomach cells secrete mucus and bicarbonate, working together to shield the lining from acid damage. Prostaglandins boost mucus and bicarbonate secretion while maintaining blood flow, helping protect the stomach lining from acid. Partially digested food, called chyme, is gradually released through the pyloric sphincter into the small intestine. Chief cells release pepsinogen, which becomes pepsin and plays a vital role in protein digestion. Parietal cells secrete hydrochloric acid, creating an acidic environment essential for digestion and killing bacteria. Mucus cells form a protective barrier that shields the stomach lining from acid damage. Enteroendocrine cells release hormones like gastrin, which regulate stomach motility and acid secretion. Gastric lipase helps digest fats by breaking down fat droplets into smaller components, preparing them for absorption in the intestine. Mucus coats the stomach lining, creating a protective barrier against powerful acid and digestive enzymes. Bicarbonate secreted by stomach cells helps neutralize excess acid, preventing self-damage. Pepsin breaks down proteins into smaller chains, preparing them to be absorbed as amino acids. A thick mucus layer protects the stomach lining from powerful enzymes and acid, preventing self-digestion. When chyme enters the small intestine, pancreatic enzymes are released to further digest proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Bile from the liver and gallbladder emulsifies fats, breaking them into smaller droplets for efficient digestion by pancreatic enzymes. The small intestine absorbs nutrients through villi and microvilli, increasing surface area for sugars. The large intestine absorbs water and essential minerals, concentrating the remaining material into feces. Friendly gut bacteria ferment undigested fibers, producing short-chain fatty acids that nourish intestinal cells and support digestion. Colon disorders can be influenced by poor diet, lack of physical activity, and genetic predisposition. Common symptoms of colon issues include abdominal pain, changes in bowel habits, and occasional rectal bleeding. Maintaining colon health includes eating a balanced diet, staying active with regular exercise, and undergoing routine screenings. Common colon diseases include colon cancer, diverticulitis, and irritable bowel syndrome, each affecting digestive health differently. Colon issues can be diagnosed through screenings like colonoscopy and treated with lifestyle changes, medication, or surgery when necessary. Digestive hormones like gastrin, secretin, and cholecystokinin regulate stomach acid, pancreatic enzymes, and bile release. The nervous system, including enteric and autonomic nerves, coordinates stomach contractions, enzyme secretion, and overall digestive activity. Digestive reflexes include the cephalic phase triggered by sight or smell, the gastric phase from stomach distension, and the intestinal. The stomach uses rhythmic contractions and peristalsis to mix food with gastric juices, forming chyme ready for the small intestine. The small intestine uses segmentation contractions and peristalsis to mix chyme with digestive enzymes, enhancing nutrient absorption. The large intestine uses mass movements and peristalsis to push waste toward the rectum, preparing for eventual elimination. The defecation reflex triggers colon contractions and relaxation of the internal anal sphincter, while voluntary contraction. The gut-brain axis uses the vagus nerve and other pathways to modulate digestive processes. Disorders like irritable bowel syndrome and functional dyspepsia arise from gut-brain axis imbalances, affecting digestion and gut motility. The digestive system processes food from the stomach through the intestines, absorbing nutrients and eliminating waste, highlighting